Hello everyone, this is Daryl, your family tree guy. In this video, I'm going to talk about what you can do if you don't know your child's father's name or you prefer not to share his identity. There are many situations that will cause an individual not want to share. Let's say an individual, he's the quote, the sperm donor. You have an individual who wants to have a child, and she'll ask so-and-so to be the sperm donor, so on and so forth, so-and-so. Yeah, I'll be the sperm donor, but I don't want my identity known. Okay. You have individuals who've been molested by family members, their father, their uncles, and other family members. And unfortunately, as a result, children are produced. And of course, they don't want you to know that. So on and so forth. Individuals who've had children by someone else's husband, and you know the husband, he doesn't want most people to know that he's produced this child outside the marriage. So what do? Well, one thing you don't do, you don't pretend that it didn't exist. Too often individuals, when they have that stigma, they perpetuate that cycle from generation to generation. They'll have this attitude, oh, family's not that important, until something happens. But for the most part, it'll go from generation to generation. If you don't know your father, there's a good chance that your children are not going to know your grandparents. Why? Because you don't know your father, you're not going to instill in family like most people who know their father will. So, you don't instill it in your son, 9 out of 10, he's not going to instill it in his son, so on and so forth, and that cycle continues. Well, instead of simply leaving it blank because you have a child by your father or uncle, so on and so forth, I'm not saying you, but an individual, you can simply use the question marks. So let's say I added 2 Marys. All right, here we have Tanya Davis. Okay, Tanya has a daughter named Mary Davis. Either Tanya doesn't know Mary's father, that's why we have the question marks right there, or either Tanya doesn't want you to know who Mary's father is. In either case, instead of simply leaving it blank, we go in and we added the question marks and blank question mark. That's better than simply leaving it blank. Now, somewhere during Tanya's life or during Mary's life, they may disclose that information. But again, it's better than simply leaving it blank. And hopefully Mary, who doesn't know her father, will not continue that cycle. And from that point on, start from her mother and working forward, because again, she doesn't know her father. Well, start from that point on. You know your mother and continue. Instill it in the children thereafter. So hopefully 5, 6, 7 generations later, you will have something to go by. But if you continue the cycle of not wanting to talk about it, not finding family history that important until something happens to a family member, you won't have your children. They won't, your great-great-grandchildren, they won't even know you existed for the most part. So that's basically what you do. Simply just add the question marks and keep it moving, opposed to not doing nothing. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you.